All right. Hello and welcome to another Nagging Panda Partner Program interview. Today we're talking to a wonderful man, Frikkie van Schalkwyk from Secundes. Welcome, Frikkie.
Hello, Elan. Nice to be here. Thanks.
Welcome. It's great to connect with you here. And we want to use this opportunity to welcome you as a Nagging Panda partner and to promote your business to all the viewers and all the people that are going to watch this.
Thanks a lot.
So
Appreciate
tell
it.
us when I know that you've got it's about is it a 38 or 40-year history in the Secundes, should I call it an accounting family? Because first of all, when you look at your website and we look at the team picture, you've done well. You've surrounded yourself entirely with females. It's a brilliant picture, that.
It's only for the picture. No, I'm joking. No, the firm was established in 1983, called
Wow.
Van Partners.
Okay.
Yeah, I only joined in '97, and just after that, just after 2000, we changed the name to Secundes, and that was the start of Secundes.
I'm going to give my age away, but 1983, that's when I was born. So, so we've got a little bit of a reference point there. When did your earlier years when you were getting going in your business career, did you always want to be in accounts? Did you always want to do what you're currently doing, or did you set out on a different path?
No, I think I grew up in a family full of pilots. So
Really?
obviously the little boy in me always wanted to be the pilot. But yeah, I got to an age where I realized, but I like accounting more than being a pilot. And that
Okay.
happened.
Well, and I tell you, my brother's a pilot, and based on his work schedule, it might be better to be an accountant and have a couple
Yeah,
steady hours and know what you're doing in a day.
I've got a brother pilot as well, so I know.
Fantastic. And tell me, when you were going about how you set up your practice and your name change and all the things that you wanted to do, did you, as a business owner and an entrepreneur, did you have a distinct path in your head, or was it something that you sort of formulated along the way? You know, sometimes it's you got to run, and while you're running, you sort of put the pieces together, but other times you've got a clear vision. What was it like for you?
I think in the beginning, it was just changing away, doing things day by day as it came. But somewhere after 2005, 2008, somewhere there, um, everyone needed a plan. The credit crunch came, um, and you had to have a plan to go ahead. And from that time onwards, we pretty much decided to work on a specific plan and building something very specifically.
Okay. And as you've progressed, I mean, again, like we say, you've had a long history and a long time in this. Do you feel like the shifts and the changes in the industry and the things that have happened with your plan, have you sort of been in line, or is it constantly changing and you're always adjusting your plan?
I think in the beginning, I think we were changing the plan as things progressed. But luckily, in about 2015, um, we we for the first time we met with cloud accounting, and we've had the look and feel on that, and we became a Xero partners 2017, and that was in time before COVID, before the last few years fun. Um,
Yeah.
we were actually in time with that one, so we were on track before anything of, and we were able to proceed as normal,
Right.
even
So
after
you're
the
saying
first.
that through the dip in COVID, for you guys, it was cloud based and growth.
Yeah, it was easy. Our clients were all converted, and they kept on doing business as normal.
Wow. Unbelievable. And that sometimes it's brilliant just to get into the right place at the right time so that you're ready for, you didn't even know it, but you were ready for the next thing straight away. So
Exactly.
talking of the cloud, and I'm a big fan of Xero and I love what they've done. And I always tell people, like, having gone to their roadshow, where I actually met the rest of your team and your lovely wife, the thing that they put on and the production and the way that it's uplifted the environment and the vertical of accounting, the progression of the cloud, that change in a business and your change in your business? Obviously, a massive step in the right direction, but what do you think it does for the client? Do you think that for the customer who you've encouraged to move into a cloud environment, has it made their life much easier? Or is it a case of their life is easier because yours is easier to control their accounting environment in the cloud?
I think that's the one thing that Xero really managed, and that is that they have written software for a business owner.
Right.
It's not done for accountants. This time around, we had to take what we get, and
Okay.
and they did well. They did well with that. So I do think the journey on Xero for the client is pretty much even a better journey than ours.
Okay. Very interesting to hear that. And I'm sure that for all the Xero users out there, they'll be pleased to hear that from a professional like yourself. You guys, if I'm right, you're a platinum partner in Xero.
That's correct. We platinum
So you
partners.
guys have been very consistent in onboarding people and a strong partner since you onboarded in 2017.
Yeah. We when we made the decision to change over, we realized that it needs to be a all in. So we did that. So we converted everyone. We showed them the benefits. And the thing is, if you sell a product that sells itself, it's easy. And
I
Xero
like
was one
that.
of those products.
The thing that I love about what you've just said is if a product, if it sells itself, and I'm hoping that Nagging Panda one day will fit into exactly what you've just said, because we want to hear exactly like that exact same feedback from our partners and our customers one day. Um, for you, moving to the cloud environment, for you as a business owner and a change of mindset, was it a difficult thing to do, even though you were at the right time? Did it feel challenging to convert into that tech stack environment?
Elan, the answer I want to give you is yes, it was easy and quick. But the truth is, it took me a year to even decide. So
Right.
it was a big change. Yeah, it was from where we were to where we had to go. It was a giant leap. And yeah, every day was taken step by step. But when we made the decision, then it became easy. The changeover became very easy, and the decision was made, and we did it.
Brilliant. And so in it's an interesting thing that for any business person, I suppose, is once you make up your mind and you really decide I'm going to go there, that's where you go and you do whatever it takes to get it done. Um, when you move, and this is an interesting question for, I suppose, for a bunch of people, potentially people in the same space as you, but convincing your client to move across, was it more challenging than you might have expected? Did they trust you and just follow, or did they have their own reservations?
Everyone was different. But if I take the average person, it was actually very easy, even easier than I thought. Um, After a demo, people realize the benefits they can have now. Um, Something that was closed for them, the time they'll save. So definitely, I think that just the benefit of the new artificial intelligence software that sold itself. It was easy
Brilliant.
process.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Really, really good to hear that. And I'm assuming you guys were actually doing the demos.
Yes, we did.
Wow, amazing. It's brilliant. It really is inspiring to see businesses taking on new technology, promoting it, and really entrenching it into an industry and that vertical. Let's talk a little bit about your business and what you guys focus on. Do you focus on particular industries? Do you like to look after particular verticals, or anybody who needs a bit of accounting help and is cloud based, or how do you guys position?
So we've got 4 partners and different divisions. So we've got a tax and accounting division, business consulting, estate planning. We've got payroll administration, company secretarial division. So we've got the different divisions. I guess in most accounting firms you'll get these services, but we've got specific divisions dealing with this.
Okay, so the team, besides for being a wonderful picture of you and all the ladies, is actually quite a structured team with a whole bunch of capability within it, taking care of different things.
That's correct.
So when you look at a potential for growth in your environment, do you think that a fair chunk of growth would sit on the cloud because it gives you that exponential opportunity because you could take anybody on because they're using cloud-based software, or do you think that it sort of sits in line with the rest of your stuff, which may not be cloud-based?
No, I do think the benefit is that there's no boundaries anymore. There's no borders. There's no um, districts. There's no cities that you need to work in. I mean, our client base, although I think the majority is situated in Gauteng, um, I would say 40% and even more is is from Cape Town, even Europe and America. Yeah,
Really?
so
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
So
so
actually
it's like
attracting a business from abroad.
we do. So I think that the main thing is it widened our horizons to be able to work wider than we would have worked in the past.
Yes, and I suppose that's the beautiful point, exactly like you said, of removing those borders with the cloud-based tech and providing
Yes.
the services where it's the same thing, and it doesn't matter where the source is coming from. So uh, the the movement for you forward, what do you see? Do you see you guys just progressing in your same thing, or do you think there's another shift coming along the way?
I actually see a big shift in the accounting industry. I think um, the normal accounting, bookkeeping atmosphere that we've got going in the normal accounting practices, I think artificial intelligence, software like Xero, will replace that. Um, in the near future, I do think the focus needs to be in growing businesses, consulting, helping. I think the smaller to medium sized businesses actually do want us to help them with business advice rather than accounting accounting work. That can be done by systems.
Right. So you're saying the debits and credits can be taken care of, but they need your help. They need your help to interpret the numbers.
I agree. That's exactly that. They need to understand what's going on in this business and how to grow their businesses.
And do you think that um, with this progression, do you think that that puts you in a role that's more of a um, the consulting ideas, understanding your balance sheet, understanding your cash flow? Do you think that it puts you into a different environment, or do you think that you remain the overseer of the debits and credits, but then you provide that extra service? What do you think will? How do you think it would progress?
I think time will tell. At this stage, I do think it's still the overseer of the debits and credits and definitely the business consultant. But in time, I do think that software will be able to do that flawless. And
Okay.
the business consulting portion, the estate planning portion, the, the advisory side of business will probably be the result of software like this.
Brilliant. And I suppose that that's because one of the biggest things is to identify the trend and to make sure that you are as business owners and as entrepreneurs and as business people who progress industries is to make sure that you never become obsolete. And that's not to suggest that it would happen, but is to make sure that you're always ahead to offer your client what they need and solve their business problem. So we're saying that their business problem would shift over time, and your skill would need to be honed in particular areas to be able to solve the newer problem or the problem that becomes more highlighted.
That's correct. And I do think if you look at the work that the average accountant does today compared to 10 years ago,
Yeah.
um, we were really accountants. We were doing bookkeeping work, where today I would say 80 to 90% of all work is consulting work.
That's very interesting and actually very inspiring to hear because it means again, you called it just before COVID, which was obviously no one could have predicted, but you moved into that cloud space, and now you're talking about where you want to go next, and you're obviously seeing the trend and moving ahead. So it sounds like a wonderful adjustment and a vision for you guys, for you and the team at Secundes. And we wish you guys the best of luck. And we're so happy that you're a Nagging Panda partner. And like I said, we really hope that one day we hear you say the same thing about us, where it was as easy to sell and just something that adds so much value into the business lives and cash flows of your customers.
Thanks, Elan. The Nagging Panda software is brilliant, and what we've seen and done so far, it's wonderful. So I'm looking forward.
Thank you.
Start to sell this software.
We appreciate that. And just before we let you go, is there any particular way that people can get hold of you? So if they do require somebody's services who is now actually trained very well in Nagging Panda and on Xero with a bunch of other skill, how do they get hold of you?
So we are available on social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, website, www.secundes.co.za. Yeah, just look us up. You'll find us there.
Well, fantastic. And to everybody who watches this, and if you need somebody to help you, I can't suggest it strongly enough. Please contact Frikkie and the team at Secundes. We're very happy to have them on board as a Nagging Panda partner. And Frikkie, we thank you again for your time. And we hope lots and lots of people get to watch this, and we wish you all the best on your journey.